And hello again, dear ones. That overlay did not go away. There we are. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, folks, it's 8:15 a.m. Mountain Time, which means it's time for morning prayers. And I've got one of my great friends with me, Reverend Elzia Sekou.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Very well. It's good to see you.
Good
Uh,
to see you as well.
the dear Reverend here and I have a new podcast out. Give you the address there, and it's I love that you're with me on a Friday morning because episode 3 is dropping this morning. And
Yes.
if you go there right now, you'll hear 3 full episodes of our new podcast. I invite you to do that, and I want you to remember this program really is all about prayer. So check out, drop me a line, Rev Briz at Spirit Evolving. Send in your prayer requests. Get those in my prayer book here. There it is, always right at hand. And we'll get your prayer in there and take care of it. Get you some demonstration, get you some manifestations out there. So,
Yes.
okay. Well, Z, you've done this program with me a few times now. You know the
Yes, sir.
routine. You know the routine. What's been in your heart? What's been in your prayer since the last time we chatted?
Well, it's a good day to start a prayer for me today. Today is the first day of Ramadan. Starts today, and for those who may or may not know, it's a month of fasting practiced by the Islamic faith, and it is a perfect uh, spiritual practice for times like now because it's all based on introspective and getting back in touch with divine creation and divine revelation, and to just go within. So it's a perfect time, and it opens up a great space.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's I'll share with you folks one of the very first times that Elzia and I met. It was Ramadan, and uh, and we my very one of my very first encounters was it just had turned dark and the sun had just gone down, and there's Elzia in the corner chowing down hard, and I did, I was aware of Ramadan, but I wasn't really knowledgeable about what it meant and how deep of a spiritual practice it really is. And I want to tell you, man, every year I'm just like, wow. And how many years? How many years now for you?
uh, for me, in total, since I my first fast was in 1977, so
Yeah,
I've been doing this for 40 something years.
every year. So all right, let's get into some prayer. Why don't
Yes.
folks, if you're with me in the morning, generally the morning folk know what's going on, but in case this is your first time with us, the idea is called Share a Prayer. And I'm going to send this, Reverend Z is going to get it started, and then he's going to send it over to me, and I'll pray for a bit, and we'll wrap it up and get going and moving into our day. So, dear brother, please take us away.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's just start with the deep breath. Yes, and I just love to start with that breath because it wakes us up and it connects us to the divine, and it just opens the heart space for that famous saying that says, "And God breathed the breath of life into us." And so it is that life, it is that divine presence that I acknowledge and awaken in myself right now, knowing that at this time we are open to a new way of living, a new expression of the divine, a new way of allowing the spirit to move within our bodies, within our minds, and within our hearts. And as we allow that trifecta of divine wisdom, understanding, and insight to just marinate all the way down to our very soul, we know that we are blessed beyond measure. And so, in this sacred month for the Islamic faith of Ramadan, where it says the gates of heaven are open wide, and that a time has come for you to go within and hear and listen to that still small voice, I know that right now it is guiding us through this time that we're in. It is unlocking gems of understanding of ourselves, of our fellow man, and of the universe in total, that we may align ourselves to that divine mind, and so that we may allow it to guide us to a higher state of being, a higher state of purpose, healing all things that need to be healed, removing all things that need to be removed, and allowing any and everything that will allow us to be who and what we are, which is the divine child of the Most High God, to emerge, to blossom, to open up to our true selves and allow us to be our brother's keeper and our sister's keeper. So it is in that understanding that I give thanks. I give thanks for all of the things that are in my life that allow me to continually reveal who and what I am, to allow me to look at my brother as I see myself. Because as I go through this time of change and understanding, everyone on the planet is doing so. And so my heart for compassion and empathy for my fellow man is open wide. And so I know in this Thanksgiving that all is well, and that God has placed us right where we need to be to affect the change in the planet. And so it is in that trust and gratitude that I pass this prayer to Reverend Bridge.
Mm, yes. And it is in that same vibration of trust, of absolute trust, that there is a higher purpose emerging here, that there is a higher calling being heard, that there is a grand vision for humanity that is right now revealing itself through all the events, through all the experiences, through all the prayers, on all the questions, through that which I perceive as perfect and beautiful, and through that which I perceive as ugly and broken. But what I know is I know there is no broken in the mind of God. There is no division or separation. There's nothing wrong here in the mind and in the heart of the one. For in the one, all things are progressing just as they must to bring humanity to a greater expression of living, of livingness. And so, yes, there is an exodus of souls from the planet at this time. And they're just as important, those that choose to stay, those that are here on the planet, are here for a mighty, mighty purpose. Here to transform the consciousness of humanity. And in the changing and in the transformation of consciousness, we experience a different form, a different experience. The change in our thoughts, the change in our consciousness provides new opportunities, new ways of seeing the world, new ways of hearing the call to serve humanity's evolution. And so as our thoughts and our beliefs take advantage of these opportunities, we create new ways of organizing, new ways of being together, new ways of supporting community and our neighbors and our fellow beings. I breathe in that sense of deep, deep trust that God's got this. That truly, even as I can't see it, even as I don't really know what's next, I stand in a place of absolute trust that God knows. That power and presence and intelligence that rules and controls and operates as all of life knows exactly what's going on here. That God knows exactly what's necessary for the planet's healing, for humanity's healing. And so collectively, as we take this step back in reflection, as we slow down to reflect, and it so greatly parallels this season of Ramadan, a time to slow down and reflect upon what we desire, not what was, not what we've lost, not what we're not going back to, but to reflect on the desire, on the future, on how I am personally here to serve. And so I claim for each one today their own personal experience of that reflection. The opportunity to be in sacred reflection and say, how am I to serve this day? And then how am I to serve this evolution? This great, great evolution within which we are absolutely right now within that evolution. We stand witness to one of the greatest evolutionary leaps known in modern time. And we get to play in that. We get to be a part of that. So I speak this word for all that hear these words, now or in another time, in this dimension or another dimension. I claim for each one, each soul that hears these words, a deep sense of trust and a deep, deep sense of assurance that all is well, that everything's happening according to a high and divine mighty vision for life on planet Earth. In trust, with faith, with a deep, deep knowing that God's got this, I can release this word. From a grateful heart, I cast this word into the law that has already said yes, that in fact must demonstrate the power of prayer, must demonstrate this word into form. I release this word into the law and I let it be. I let God be God. And I invite you to join me in affirming this truth as we say together. And so
it is. Amen.
And so it is.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for being with me, brother.
Thank you for having me. It's such an auspicious day, and this is the time for. I would ask everyone to try a day of fasting. It's just a time from before sunrise, what they call first dawn, and after the sunset. There's no food or water during that time, and it will enhance your spirituality. I guarantee you.
Yes, and you will enjoy your meal at sunset.
Yes, you will.
No, right on. Cool. Well, thank you for being with us, folks. Do remember we're here every morning, 8:15 Mountain, and in the evening, 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time as well. And there are all kinds of ways to stay in touch. The meditation mini retreat is coming up a week from tomorrow. So not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow. That's a great 3-hour meditation retreat and in a private virtual room. Excuse me. Couple of quick shout outs. Deborah, welcome, welcome. Glad you're with us. And Ursula, glad you're with us as well this morning. So glad you folks are with us. And folks, remember the big, big news. I'm going to go live probably about 11 o'clock here this morning, I think, again. But New Thought Radio and the New Thought Media Network are doing a May Day Uplift Marathon. Reverend Z, I know you're going to be with us.
Yes, sir.
Later in the afternoon that day. But this is a 12-hour, and I can already tell we're going to go long. It's going to go long. So 12, maybe 13 hours of positive music, all live streamed on Facebook and YouTube. I've got a ton of great guests, and I'm going to go live a little later here today, probably about 11 o'clock Mountain Time, and share some of the new news and some of the new guests that have signed up since yesterday. So the schedule's getting packed up with people, and we'd love to have you join us. We've got a host of nonprofits that we're going to be working with, and I don't have that banner ready, but I'll get that for you by tomorrow. But we've got a host of nonprofits, and we're going to donate the money to places like the Animal League Society. There's a Safe Place, and I didn't prepare for this pitch, so my apologies. Let's get you back to your day. I'll do that later when I'm supposed to. But thank you for being with us for prayer this morning, and I look forward to seeing you this evening. Peace and blessings.
Yes. Peace and blessings.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.